What's up? Welcome into the Hump Day Hotline. I am your host, Joe Miller, and we're bringing a little bit of rock and roll tonight as I got my man co-hosting with me, Sturls. What's up, Sturls?
Dude, hey, anytime you can get next to the voice, I'm totally good with that, man. I'm totally good with that. I'm hyped, dude. What's up?
Yeah, dude, it's that graphic, the wide receiver expectations, the Allen and Diggs in 2020. It's an election year. And like with those expectations, man, like I'm about to rise up, bro. Like I'm about to rise up. Like you know that band, right? You know that band?
Oh yeah, I get down with that, man.
So one of the first times I saw Disciple live, for those of you that don't know, that is a band called Disciple. It was at GMA in Nashville. My band was there, and we saw them at some off-strip like showcase thing, and they played that song. And dude, me and my band sat there with our minds blown. We were just like, I'm never playing music again. Like that's how good they were. It was ridiculous. Dude. The lead guitar player had a hat on. He had his hat pulled down just about like this, and he played the whole show in like a wide stance and just did this the whole time. Like never looked at his hands one time, and I was just like, I got nothing on this guy. Like,
dude, I would pass out, bro. Straight passed out. I couldn't do that. You see how big my damn head is? That damn thing be like hanging down. I couldn't do it, dude.
He's got a noggin, ladies and gentlemen. So for those of you that are tuning in, welcome into the Hump Day Hotline. As I said, I am your host, Joe Miller. You can find me on Twitter at Joe Miller Wired. That is my co-host tonight. That is Sterling Furrow. And Sterling is the co-host of the Hoof Pod, which if you were watching aired last night on the Buffalo Fanatics. Well, I guess this is the multicast network, if you will. My boy Jay Spence will not be joining us tonight. He has got some family stuff going on, and we wish him the best. We're going to miss him. Are you going to miss him, Sturls?
No, that's my guy, man. But I'm happy to fill in for him, though, for sure.
He's my guy too. So how are you doing otherwise? What's up with you? What's up in the life of Sturls?
Dude, what's not up in the life of me, dude? Like I'm just gonna straight up sound like I'm some celebrity that I'm not. Okay, like I have wait staff behind here. They feed me cookies and shit, and Kool-Aid. No, dude, I'm just kicking it, man. Dude, you know what? I cannot believe that the season is next week. Like, does it even feel like football's here? Because I don't.
No, and the funny part about it is like we spent so much time even wondering if we were going to have a season, right? So it's to know that it's around the corner. It's a little surreal, like because there was some legit, and the NFL didn't do us any favors with the whole like not preparing, not taking into account kind of what the NHL did, the NBA did, the Major League Baseball did. They just kind of floated it out there, and then the whole thing with the players, right? Yeah. So leading up to leading up to camp with the players, with the whole we want to play, which I talked about in my podcast. Like we're a week out, and the players are like they've given us no safety stuff. We don't know what's going on. Like Diggs even tweeted out at one point like he doesn't trust the NFL Players Association, and I was like, this is not going to end well. Like this is bad news. So yeah, bro, we're like a week away.
Are we surprised though? Are we surprised that the NFL is being? They're shady, man. I mean, really, like they don't. When have they ever valued player safety? Like they have to be called out on it, called to action before they do something.
The ironic thing about that comment is the one owner that did care a lot about player safety was our very own Ralph Wilson, who like did the whole. He like all the money that he'd given to like the spinal stuff, whatever, and to like Dr. Cappuccino and like all that research they did which literally saved Kevin Everett's life. I was at that game against Denver, and it was weird. It was surreal. That was surreal too, just the way the whole thing worked out and like being at that game and then finding out after the fact that like how much Ralph Wilson was involved in making sure that like proper medical training and like all the experimental stuff that they did to like ice his neck and like freeze him and stuff like that. Crazy stuff. Davion Price, thank you for the super chat. For those of you that don't know the game is this. This is a live show. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're watching us on Twitter, if you're watching us on Facebook, first of all, smash that like, hump that like. On Tuesdays, you hoof the like. On Wednesdays, you hump the like. So hump that like button on whatever format or whatever platform you're on. Also share this thing. So let's get some more people up in this mug. The Bills football, as Sterling said, is right around the corner. We're a week away. And this is the last week, at least for this season, that this show is going to kind of take on this format. Mid-season, what's going to happen, or during the season, the Hump Day Hotline is going to be about, the first half will be about what happened on Sunday during the game, and then it'll be about the preview of this week's coming game. So this is the last week that you guys are going to kind of really get to drive us around topics that you're thinking about, what's going on in your own mind, what you're worried about, what you're excited about. So this is what's up. Chat with us. We want you to talk to us. We want you to be a part of the show. And the easiest way to get our attention is to super chat us. And super chat happens on YouTube. We're thankful for it. We need it. We love it. And we're just glad that you guys are with us. So the first thing that we are going to talk about tonight, which actually is the whole entire reason for the show, which is Allen and Diggs in 2020. Yeah. What are our real expectations from Allen and Diggs and this wide receiver group this year? And this was based off of a tweet that I put out, I think yesterday. It's funny how time kind of rolls with you. I put it out yesterday, and all I said was that if Josh Allen, and it wasn't even necessarily Diggs related, even though Stefon Diggs was the person that he threw that deep ball, that deep pass to. I just basically said if Josh Allen can consistently make plays against Tre'Davious White with whatever receiver, Gabe Davis, obviously Stefon Diggs, whoever, then in my opinion, even in shorts, because I know he's in shorts, I know that it's preseason, I know there's nobody barreling down on him. Regardless, if he can make plays, consistent plays in camp on Tre'Davious White, that in my opinion, that he can make plays on just about anybody. What do you think about just that? We'll start right there. What do you think about that premise, that idea?
I mean, I think that's valid, man. I think, and then you got to add the fact in that Josh Allen is such a gamer, which means he does his best, I think, in game. I don't think Josh Allen will ever be a polished practice player, and I'm not comparing him to Tim Tebow, but Tim Tebow was kind of that way. He kind of sucked in real life too, in terms of the game. Yeah. But he was a gamer, right? Yeah. Yeah. And one of the things that when I look back at that clip, notice how Trey White is playing ultra close to Stefon Diggs. And I think that, in a game, you're not going to see him playing that close press man coverage like that, because you're going to have 5 to 7 yards in distance and so forth. So I think people need to understand that, Trey White's also sharpening his craft, because in game, going up to a week, he can go in there and kind of look at the wide receiver's route tree or what his tendencies are. But you got, Stefon Diggs, one of the best route runners in the league. It's only going to make him better. So these guys are going to ball out this year, straight up.
Yeah, it's interesting as well when you think about the fact that they go against each other every day. So even the receivers are learning something about Trey White. And we've got a Denver Broncos fan in the house, if I'm not mistaken, or Chiefs fan, Eric Johnson. And Eric, don't think just because I'm not necessarily putting your stuff on the screen that I can't see you.
What are you saying?
Yes, I misspoke. I said Tre'Davious instead of Tre'Davious. It happens. If you want to host a live show and I could come on out and make fun of you, we could do that too. But I know who Trey White is. Regardless, it's interesting because these guys play against each other every single day for a month and a half. Dawson Knox was talking about it today in his interview. He's just like, you know what? We're tired of seeing each other. We're tired of seeing the defense. The defense is tired of seeing us. And we hear that every single year from the guys. The difference is every other year they have 4 preseason games. So they at least get some opportunity to play against somebody else. And this year it just doesn't happen. So for me, I don't know what the expectation should be. I've got my own thoughts, and I don't know what you're seeing in the comments section there. I would love to know just kind of what some people are thinking as far as just what some of those expectations might potentially be as it pertains to how Josh is going to line up, play against, and kind of compete against other people. Even when you look at the landscape of who he's playing against, specifically in our division, there's not a whole lot. I mean, the Patriots just cut Mohamed Sanu, so it's Edelman, right? Or not? So it's like when you think about the defensive backs and the teams he has to play against, there's just not a lot. And I was kind of talking about Mohamed Sanu because I have a suspicion of where he might end up, and we'll get there in a minute. There's just not a whole lot of competition from a defensive standpoint, in my opinion, for Josh Allen, at least in our division. It's Stephon Gilmore and who else? Now, there's a lot of talk about the Dolphins defense.
Yeah.
I'm not super familiar. The Jets defense has been completely decimated. So that's 6 games right there.
Right.
I think the sky's the limit, bro. I mean, I literally think, as much as Pierre's all about the MVP talk, and secretly all on board with him, but we kind of make fun of him at the same time. And
He's the homer, dude. He's straight homer.
aren't we all? There's not many of us that aren't looking through rose-colored glasses. But dude, Richard Rush is on it. So Richard Rush says, Zoe's talking today on the Jay Spence Code of Conduct podcast, 13 to 14 wins. I mean, I think anything is possible out there. But yeah,
I got a comment for you though, like an idea, right? So you mentioned the Dolphins, right? You mentioned the Dolphins, and we know Brian Flores is the head coach, and he's from the Bill Belichick tree or whatever.
Yep.
And the Dolphins. Look how they constructed their defensive secondary. I mean, they got Byron Jones, Xavier Howard. What are their two best traits? They're press man-to-man cover corners, right?
Right.
And then you got Noah Iganagani. He's also another physical type corner. So they're trying to build an identity. So you remember when Chan Gailey was a coach, he had Stevie Johnson and those boys.
Yep. David Nelson, yep.
What did Rex Ryan do game one? Remember they smacked their ass like 40 to something that first game. What did they do? It was all press man coverage.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they came in with a plan. Now the real test is going to be when we saw when people got physical with John Brown. He didn't rise to the occasion.
Right,
That's in my opinion.
Right.
Cole Beasley, okay, he's kind of he's a slot guy, so he's kind of hard to get hands on. But we're gonna definitely have to see what it looks like when they get their hands on Stefon Diggs. It's going to be a battle for sure. But I think I kind of like what Miami's done in their secondary, just kind of getting bigger physical corners, and I think that's why Brandon Beane got Gabe Davis and your boy, what's his name?
Isaiah Hodgins.
Isaiah Hodgins.
Yep.
So, I like it. I think it's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a battle for sure.
It definitely. There's some interesting things that I've talked about a lot on my podcast this offseason, just about the Dolphins, and the term that I've used is that they've built it right. Like they've been doing a good job building it right. The only concern I have about quote unquote building it right is anytime you're building a team like that and you're doing it as fast as the Dolphins have been doing it, a lot of times it doesn't pan out.
Right.
But press man coverage as it pertains to some of these wide receivers is definitely a concern for the smaller ones when you think about John Brown is the only one. And that actually leads to another question that I've been rolling around in my mind, and I had intended to ask Jay Spence about tonight, but I'll ask you.
Okay.
What concerns do you have, right, about the fact that John Brown has most of his career been a streak guy? Just run the go route, John. Run the go route. Deep post, run or straight down the field. And the reality that, Stefon Diggs isn't really a possession receiver. Now, we know that John Brown last year kind of turned into and evolved his game a little bit. Are we at all concerned about both of our outside guys are potentially go guys versus like a go guy, and then you've got a possession guy, a big possession guy on the other side, and then you've obviously got Beasley in the middle, and then you're sprinkling in Dawson Knox. Do you think there's a concern with two guys who have large like yardage per catch averages? Do you know what I'm asking here?
Yeah. So to answer your question, I think so. You know how the old it's like the adage in draft circles, it's like, we don't know if just because we didn't ask him to do it doesn't mean he can't do it. Right. John Brown came in and we thought he's not really a great route runner. He's just a deep ball guy.
Right.
But he showed last year that he can run a full route tree.
All of them. That's right.
Now, the thing is though, my guy, is that the Bills were one of the bottom teams in terms of motion, right? In terms of pre-snap motion. That's going to have to change this year. It's going to have to. And that's why I think teams in the division are getting press man corners, because they're waiting on Josh Allen to hit the deep ball.
Right.
So it could be great and it could be horrible at the same time, man.
That's right. Well, you and I have talked about this a little bit just in some other areas. I mean, it's been launch angle for me, trajectory, which, I mean, he's throwing rainbows. The dude is throwing legit, like straight up rainbows out there, like in practice. But to your point, just as far as like running the whole route tree, John Brown showed us a lot last year, and the motion piece is big because Dawson Knox it's funny to me because Chris Brown, and we made a lot of fun about it because of Anthony. Chris Brown gets suspended for talking about freaking AJ Epinesa, like what position he's lining up at, and he gets suspended from the Bills and like whatever, and like super duper warned. Meanwhile, Dawson Knox is in his interview today talking about, I already talked about some of the other stuff, the check downs, that Allen's doing a really good job of checking the ball down and the running backs in the flat. But he also talked today about the fact that they're doing a lot of motion stuff. That they're doing way more motion stuff than they've done in the past. And I'm just like, I'm confused.
They're not gonna cancel Dawson Knox, bro. It ain't happening. Now
No,
Brownie, they're gonna cancel that dude. They ain't having it. They're not having it.
That's definitely not happening. So
let me ask you a question though.
All right.
About the whole Stefon Diggs, Josh Allen thing. So
sure,
what? Stefon Diggs, didn't he average like 17 or 19 yards? 17, right? Mm-hmm. How do you think Dable is gonna maximize Stefon Diggs in this offense? Because we know Josh is great at intermediate, right? Mm-hmm. To medium. How do you see him playing in offense, man?
It's interesting because I'm not necessarily sure that I want to commit to anything because so much of it comes back to depending on how the defense is going to play them. And I've said many times that if a defense decides to double cover Stefon Diggs, they're in trouble. The problem is if they don't double cover Stefon Diggs, they're in trouble. Like, so what do? How do you? And I don't remember if it was Jay Spencer, who else, but somebody else said something. It might have been last week on the Bills guys. But like you've got Stefon Diggs out there. If you double cover him, then you're already giving up on the other side of the field, which is John Brown. You've got Cole Beasley underneath, who, by the way, led the league last year in yards of separation for any wide receiver in the NFL. You've got Dawson Knox, obviously Singletary or Moss coming out of the backfield. And then somebody else keyed me into the fact, and I hadn't even thought about it. If you try to guard all those people, you're not spying Josh Allen. So it's like, I'm going to go negative. My biggest fear is that Dable overthinks the whole thing. I guess that's my biggest fear. Like that Brian Dable overthinks it and gets cute. Like
he always does. I mean, that's we know that.
We're literally at the point where, bro, you can beat the guys on the other side of the field. Just line up and beat them. Like, as much as you have to have a game plan and you know what you want to do going in, just line up and beat them. Line up and beat them. So what's in the comments section? What's going on over there?
Dropping a look at this. Travis Blakesley from Facebook. That boy said dropping a 50 burger against the Jets, bro. Hey,
I'm in.
Dude. Can we do that? I mean, dude, I don't even know, dude.
Early predictions, and I've heard it on the radio. I've heard it in podcasts. I've seen it on Twitter. I would just love to see them come out and just pull the top off, like uncork it with Josh Allen and 350 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, a rushing touchdown. Just like the opening song, Rise Up. Here we are. Like, we're here to stay.
Dude, heck yeah, bro. Look at this. And look. So Daryl, the Chiefs fan, he was on our show last night coming in there gassing us up, dog. Oh. Elliot, Daryl is back. I think he's a closeted fan.
Okay, so
he might be, dude. I
may have yelled at the wrong person about me mispronouncing Tre'Davious White's name. So whoever I yelled at, I apologize. So it's just...
Hey, let me tell you something. Black families... Hey, look, if you're with your siblings, if one of y'all mess up, y'all all getting your ass beat, dude. That's just how it works, dude.
I'm gonna let you in on a secret. That's not just a black family thing. I'm Irish Italian, and that happened in my family a lot. So
hey, I thought they just did timeouts with y'all, man.
No, dude, there was one time. Listen, bro. I got 2 little girls, and like the conversations that I have with my kids now, based off of like how I would speak, I still have never one time told my father no. And I only told my mother no once. I told her no because she asked me to go stand in the corner. I was 14 years old. She's like, go stand in the corner. I was like, I'm not standing in the corner. My friend was there. She called my stepfather. He got me on the phone. He goes, I want you to go out in the garage, and I want you to make a paddle. And I was like, what?
Hold up, dog.
He goes, I want you to go out in the garage, and I want you to make... dude, I'm telling you, he came home, and he used that paddle on me.
Bro, are y'all like the Amish, dude? Y'all just like, no. Hey, we say go make a switch. Y'all are like, go make a paddle. You know how many hours that takes, dude?
Dude, that was the point. So like, you better believe like the 40 minutes that I spent making that paddle, like I'm thinking the whole time about it getting used on my behind, and he did. No, my mom used switches. She used wooden spoons. All you name it, it got used. Like, spare the rod, spoil the child. I'm not spoiled. Let's just leave it at that.
Bro, your parents weren't playing, dog.
No, but I'm also a ginger, and gingers are a little bit unruly sometimes as far as
ain't no wrong with that. I got another one for you too, man.
All right.
So if you're a defensive coordinator, playing against, so you're the Jets. Well, actually, you know what? Let's just say you're the Patriots, because I think the Patriots probably can match up a little bit better. What defense are you gonna employ against the Bills? Because that's that question right there. Because hit me with that, and I'll tell you what I'll do.
Prevent? I mean,
with an NFL blitz.
What do you do? Like, there. I mean, Dawson. I'm not a closet. I'm a huge Dawson Knox fan. And that interview, if you get a chance after this, watch it. And all of you that haven't seen it, you should watch it. His interview today. I mean, he's talking about the fact that, like, if you cover all the receivers and everything that they've got going on, like beyond the line of scrimmage, all that does is open up the running backs. And now you've got Devin Singletary, who is proven, right? Devin Singletary has proven to everybody that, like, the kid can play NFL football, and we haven't even seen Marshawn Lynch Part 2 yet, like, in a Bills uniform. So there's no, I mean, the Jets have no idea what's coming at them. Greg Williams is the perfect defensive coordinator to play the Bills week 1. Because if there's somebody that's going to have some sort of an idea of what to do against this offense, it's going to be Greg. Because as much as I hate Greg, the dude is smart, and he knows how to.
Don't give him no credit, dog. Don't give him nothing, dude.
He knows how to coach defenses, right? I mean,
he does.
What would? I don't have an answer. What's your answer?
Cover one. I think you go cover one, and you mix in, disguise the blitzes. You go press, because it's kind of like what the Baltimore Ravens did. I want to. Make Josh Allen beat you with the deep throw. Make him beat you with one-on-one coverage. Josh Allen, that's going to be the thing. Because
so everybody's close. Everybody's tight to the line, you're saying.
Yeah, dude, let's go. And if they beat you, then you switch it up after that. But that's what I roll with until he beats you.
He's going to beat him. He's going to beat him regardless. I mean, and even when you look at the deep outs that they're running, or the deep ins rather, that they're running with Stefon Diggs, and he's coaching Josh on the field on how he wants that ball thrown. Like, Josh's intermediate to deep stuff, like that 17 to 25 yard stuff, is going to be tighter and better than it was last year.
For sure.
And the dude last year, when it was 3rd and 14, I say this to people all the time. You sat there on the couch when it was 3rd and 14, and you knew Josh Allen was going to complete the pass. You're like, oh, he's going to find the guy. Like, this is a first down. What was that one? What was that one from Dr. Meme?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dr. Meme, don't that my man look like, where is that at? Don't he look like Papa Smurf in that mug, man?
I think that's what he's trying to do. That's literally what he's trying to do.
I love that guy, dude. Him and Anthony should do a show together. That junk would be hilarious.
So he's talking about the defense as far as what we're going to do against Darnold, whereas you're talking about how are the defenses going to play against us. Cover one probably makes sense. I think, when you listen to, like, the likes of Bruce Nolan, and he talks about the fact that Josh Allen in the past hasn't necessarily had to throw with anticipation because he's got a rifle, and rifles particularly beat man coverage well and easy. There's something to be said for, pressing guys and trying to disguise the defense as much as they can. I just don't. I mean, maybe I'm a homer. I mean, correct me if you can correct. I doubt we'll get much correction. Maybe the Chiefs fan can correct me. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just don't know how you stop this offense. Josh Allen is literally, this is the year of Josh Allen. This offense will start and go, stop and go as Josh Allen goes. And
I agree. I agree with that.
I don't know how you stop those weapons in that offense. So yeah.
I mean, well, we're not the greatest show on turf yet, though. I mean, we can't bill them as that yet. But if I'm defensive coordinator, I go cover one and I'm rushing 3 or 4, but you don't know where they're coming from. I think that's the only way you're going to do it, and just hope that you're going to stop them. But yeah, that offense has the potential to be so lethal. You know what hangs me up, though, is that we haven't had a good offense in so long. So it's hard to envision the Bills with an offense that can carry the team.
Right. It's almost impossible.
Right.
It's almost impossible to envision that, like, to think that that's what it can be. I mean, the best semblance of an offense we had was Ryan Fitzpatrick the year we went 5-0, right? And then before that, it was Drew Bledsoe.
I know. It's like, dude, think about it this way. It's like dating a hot girl. Yeah, we all been here, like dating that just baddie. She's just a baddie. She got it all going on. And then you go, you're gonna be this like bitchy all the time for the rest of my life. I don't know if I could do that. Do I believe you're gonna change? Can you change? I don't know.
A leopard doesn't change its spots, my friend.
I don't know, dude. Yeah, or guys being bitchy. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
I call it PTSD. We as Bills fans all have PTSD. So.
Straight up, bro.
So everybody, you're watching the Hump Day Hotline. I am Joe Miller. I'm here with my buddy Sterls. And here's the thing: if you've got something you want to talk about, the easiest way to get through to us is to super chat us. However, we're going to get to a point in this show where we're going to be super interactive and taking a lot of your questions and comments. Right now, we're just specifically talking about the topic of the show. However, if you're watching us, jump on that like button, subscribe, hump the like, tell your friends and buddies about it, retweet it, share it on Facebook, whatever you got to do. Just get something out there, let people know, get them in on the conversation. Dr. Meme's got a good a little. Oh, where'd it go? Did you already pull it up? I think we did it at the same time. The Chiefs are going to make the. Oh, that ain't it. I got to stop trying to drive over you. There it is. Yep.
You good, dude? Hey, you're the voice, bro. This is your show. I'm just here. Okay, I'm just a little chocolate dropper in here, bro.
No, you're 50% of this, my friend. You are 50%, and maybe 60%. So. All I got going for me is a little bit of voice. That what do you think of that game? Let's just stop for a second. So,
all right.
Forget the wide receivers, forget the running backs, forget Josh Allen. So, just that game itself. Where does that game, mindset wise, where does that game put you?
Well, sleepless for one, because this is the game that can put the Bills in the stratosphere. You got the defending champs coming into town, dude. You know how electric Buffalo is? Even though there might not be any fans, there might be 15 fans in this mug.
That's right.
You know how just the city of Buffalo is going to rally around this team. The Bills Nation, Bills Mafia is going to be so amped up for this game, dude. And it's going to be crazy. And this is where Josh Allen can earn his next contract from this game right here.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Think about it. If he balls out and beats the Chiefs.
Well, you're talking about a quarterback that doesn't have a problem playing under the lights.
Yeah, and the Chiefs have a hard time stopping the run.
I'm getting goosebumps, bro.
See, look, my voice is doing it to you, dog.
You're giving me goosebumps, man.
but the Chiefs can't stop the run, bro. So I think you start off hammering them, dude. And can you name two Chiefs corners? Can anyone out there, without looking at the depth chart, don't cheat?
No,
except for the dude that's in there.
The Chiefs fan can.
They trash.
Yeah.
They ain't got nobody. How they gonna stop Diggs? You tell me.
I can't. I mean, that to me, so in my opinion, that is absolutely the bar setter. We're going to find out who this Buffalo Bills team is that game. And even as much as we're not necessarily going to know, I think, who Josh Allen potentially is until week 8, what his ceiling truly is, we're going to know that game is going to tell us a lot, both offense and defense.
Yep.
And I don't know, man, as much as they did it against the Titans, they did it against the Texans, and they did it in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs came back from a two-digit deficit. I don't know that they're coming back on this defense at a 2-digit deficit. I could be wrong.
You're going to see a lot of cover 2. Yeah, cover 2, cover 3, because he's going to be looking for Tyreek a lot, and there's not a cornerback on this team that can run foot for foot with Tyreek.
Do you think that's a shootout, though, against this Bills defense? Do you see somebody putting 35 points on this Bills defense, 40 points on this Bills defense?
It's happened before, hadn't it? McDermott defense, they've gotten gotten blown out. Not last year.
Yeah, last year.
Hey, you remember when they played the Ravens, Lamar Jackson's rookie year? The Ravens came in and smoked. I mean, it was dude, it was raining.
How do I not remember that game?
Dude, McDermott's defense has gotten some points dropped on him before. That's all I'm saying. Look,
McDermott's defense has gotten points dropped on him when Milano was out, when there was clear guys missing who played important roles and had certain assignments that nobody else could fill. I can't think off the top of my head.
See, because that's your homerism, dude. See, you're doing a Pierre right now.
You might be right.
You're going straight homer right now. If I had a pair of glasses,
I'd put them on. You're probably right. I'm
just saying, if there's a team out there that could hang some points on them, it's this Chiefs team for sure.
Oh, but a shootout?
Well, that's up to the Bills. That's up to the Bills.
We're talking 1992 Buffalo Bills versus San Francisco 49ers, Jim Kelly, Steve Young shootout. No punts. Shootout?
I don't think the Bills are they ain't ready for that yet.
And hope to God the Bills don't have to punt.
Bajorquez is but terrible. My guy, man, dude. Dude, I was so pumped when they got him at first. I was like, oh, yeah, we could, this dude's going to be killing it. And my guy just trash.
Yeah. By the way, Bobby, this game doesn't count. This game does not count. I was at the game. If you have listened to my podcast once, you've heard me talk about that Eagles game, because I talk about it almost every single week. The fact that the wind was blowing steady 45, gusting up to 65, and Josh Allen's dropping back, throwing the football 40 times. It's like that game was just a joke. I don't want to talk. You want to talk about an outlier anomaly game? That's the anomaly right there. The Bills they didn't know if they were coming or going. So
no, that's true, man. They didn't wake up till the second half, dude.
Correct. That's absolutely correct. So a lot of other stuff going on. So why don't we do this? Why don't we open it up to some folks? Just real quick before I jump onto, I want to get to some hot takes. So I'm going to throw the hot take hammer at Sterling. So he doesn't know the questions that I'm going to ask him. I've got 6 questions. Maybe we'll just jump there now. What do you think of that?
Let's go. I mean, I ain't gonna back down from a challenge.
This is called, I wish I had a sponsor, because this is the hot take hammer brought to you by me. So.
Hey, can you? So look, because your voice is just so mesmerizing. I need to read. I need to read it. Okay, that's my excuse. I need to read it now.
I can't. How am I supposed to? I can't. I don't have the man. If I did that, then you'd have been able to peek. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Nah. Let's go, dog. I'm ready.
Oh, hang on a second. All right, what am I ignoring, Chris? I'm not trying to ignore anybody. I'm not driving, so.
You better call him the real Chris Janke. That's the guy, dude.
The real Chris
capital
Janke.
R on that. Put some respect on that man's name, dog.
I think what he's talking about is the fact that I was going to go to the fans. I was going to go to the watchers, listeners, people that are joining us live. And then I backtracked and I said I was going to go to the hot takes first. Well, here's the thing. I want to go to the hot takes first because I think the hot takes are going to what's the word I'm looking for? I think that they're going to bring out the questions, comments, and whatnot from everybody else.
Right,
does that make sense? So
right.
we've beat the wide receivers in the ground a little bit. So hot take number 1. You ready?
Well, hold on, because I don't need. Look at this, dude. Look, somebody's hating on you, bro. Tomato Joe is. What's this guy doing, man?
He does it every. He thinks it's funny to call out my Irish culture. I don't know
why.
I don't know.
It's the funny. You got to stop that, bro.
The funny thing is I'm not, like, in my camera, I'm not red, but on the YouTube, like, translation of what I look like, I'm red. And I don't know if it's the red bees behind me that do it, but I'm actually not that red. But it is what it is. I'm good with it. This is how God made me.
Dude, right? That's cool. And I'm super black, so it's all good. I don't care. We good, dog. We good team, man. We good. Man. Hit me with number 1, dude.
So should the Bills go after Leonard Fournette? And here's the thing. I want you to think for a second and answer, and then I want everybody else to jump into. Should the Buffalo Bills go for Leonard Fournette? This is the Hot Take Hammer brought to you by the voice of the Overreaction Podcast, Joe Miller. So.
Nah, we don't need that guy. Leonard Fournette, nah.
We don't need that guy.
Now, here's a counter question.
Sure. If
the Bills were to get Fournette, we know it's not going to happen. Are the Bills a better football team?
I don't think so. Somebody's already saying that he's already signed. I haven't seen him sign anywhere.
He just signed. They're just saying we'll confirm that.
Just signed with the Bucks?
Ew. Oh no, I just see it on my phone. Yep, 1 year, $3.5 million max deal with the Bucks. So for your boy Shady's getting released. See you later.
I think the best part about him getting signed by the Bucks is guess where he's not going?
New England, baby.
New England, because what does New England have a tendency to do? Find out some way to get some stupid piece of crap running back to put 150 yards on us game 1 that we play them. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right. That's facts, son. That's facts.
It's like, can we just stop the running back, please? Yeah. So
I could see Fournette running reverses and jet sweeps and Belichick's offense. All that crazy shit they be doing with that one dude. So
all right, hot take, and I would love some fan interaction on this one. So we've got 162 people up in this mug. Hang on a second, I'm going to do some stat checking. We've got 57 likes on YouTube. Y'all, I call you out every single week about the 57 likes on YouTube. There are 142 people watching on YouTube right now. 142. I want to see the 57 like number, the thumbs up. Hump that like, y'all, and get in on this thing and get our metrics up amongst all of the social media platforms. So hot take number 2. Are you ready?
Let's go, baby.
Are the watchers, the fans, the Buffalo Bills fans ready? This is bro. This is tough. Nobody's talking about this. Are you ready?
Dude, I'm nervous. Go ahead.
You should be nervous because this is going to be a tough one.
Okay.
Here it comes.
Okay. All right.
Does Josh Brown get unseated as the number 2 wide receiver by Gabe Davis this season?
No.
I say Josh Brown, John Brown.
No, I know what you're saying though. No, not yet. Not yet. No, I think Gabe Davis is going to be a nice complimentary receiver. I don't think either one of those two guys, the rookies, are going to have a major impact because you still have the top 3, right? And I think after that, it's Dawson Knox is probably the fourth. He's going to have the most impact outside of the running backs.
Yep.
So now, if Gabe Davis comes in and just blows the doors off, that's a great problem to have.
Has he done that so far though in camp? I guess that's my question. That is the question that is like being asked. And is he purposefully different enough than Diggs because of what we were talking about earlier, in the sense that like the two of them, they're not both necessarily go route guys, but they're both deeper threat guys. And yes, John Brown showed that he can run the route tree. And my guess is that Diggs can run the route tree. And there's probably a semblance of part of the reason that Diggs wanted out of Minnesota is because they had Thielen to be that kind of possession guy, and they wanted Diggs to run the deeper stuff, and he wants to be more of a like full route tree guy. But Gabe Davis is just a different wide receiver than the rest of them, is he not?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He offers you size and home run ability. I think that's what the Bills are missing. I think if you were to put Gabe Davis where John Brown was in that last play against Baltimore, Gabe Davis catches that, and that's a touchdown. What do you think about that?
I would agree. What about Gabe Davis and the ball that Duke Williams dropped? Or is that the one you're
talking
about?
My God, dude. Oh my God. That's facts.
Right.
Isaiah Hodgins catches that, bro.
Right. So
don't tell Rico we're talking about his boy, okay? Because my guy, biggity, bing, Duke Williams, he be on that junk, dude. But
don't bring up Rico on the show.
Hey,
we'll go totally sideways if you bring up Rico on the show.
It was his ankle, Rico. It was his ankle, bro. It was his ankle. But
I think there's a legitimate opportunity for Gabe Davis to potentially unseat John Brown as the number 2 wide receiver on this team, just based on the fact that he's a different wide receiver than Diggs. I don't think it necessarily changes the effect or the dependence or the importance of John Brown in this offense. I just think when you're talking about snap count, I think Gabe Davis, I don't know where, I think there's a potential that he could end up sneaking in and end up with more snaps by the end of the season than John Brown.
Okay, I got a couple counter questions for you then, because now you're on the hot seat. Okay, so if that's the case, do you think that Brandon Beane could be doing a Sammy Watkins showcase with Gabe Davis? Because think about it, John Brown I think he's going to make $8 or $9 million this year, right? We're going to have a reduced cap next year. And Beane is all about being frugal and being smart with the cap.
Very, very smart.
So what do you think about that?
I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's
think about that. In the comment section, think about that one. What is Beane's ultimate plan with John Brown? Because I mean, if Davis is as good as everybody's saying he is, and that's not just the Bills media pumping him up, right? People are actually saying that this dude's legit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're the GM, what are you doing with John Brown? Do you keep him or do you trade him?
You're talking about a guy that had a 1,000-yard receiver in John Brown last year, and he had Beasley had 600 or 700 yards,
right?
Which was, I don't think it was a career high. If it wasn't a career high, it was close to a career high for him. He either had a career high in yards or catches. I can't remember. Acquires Diggs before the draft, and then goes out and drafts 2 wide receivers.
Yeah. So if you're a wide receiver on this team pre-Diggs, right? If somebody brought somebody in at my work and I'm like, yo, like I'm all about team, but I'm as wide receivers are all divas, bro. Yeah. What you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do with that? Like, I'm thinking, am I not good enough? Like, do you not like me no more?
Yeah. Dude, that's a great question. So Andrew Miller says, let the guy ride out this year and not resign him. I believe he has a 3-year contract. Is that not true? Isn't he on for 3 years?
I think so. I can go to Spyrack and confirm that, but I think it's 3 years, man.
Yeah, it's so you're inferring or straight out assuming that Beane might move him. Is that what you're saying, or he's setting him up to move him?
I think he could be setting up to move him because look, McDermott values linebackers, and I think this opens the door for a Matt Milano contract. This opens the door for a Tremaine Edmonds early extension. That could potentially open the door for your boy Trey White. I'm just saying that's extra cap dollars that you have.
Trey White, Tremaine Edmonds, potentially, and definitely, I believe Josh Allen are going to get, as Greg Thompson says, all the Pagula bucks. It's probably early for all 3 of those guys. I think Trey is going to wait it out because, as he has admitted, he's good with his money and he's not hurting.
That's 2 years.
Right. So he's not going anywhere. And we're a ways away and 2 fifth-year options away from Edmonds and Allen. The problem with that theory, as far as like opening the door for Milano and those guys, because Milano's the first concern as it pertains to contract re-signings. The problem is if you're trading him, you're getting something back. So are you talking draft picks? You talking player?
Oh, absolutely. I want draft picks at this point.
Draft picks. You want collateral.
I want that collateral because, and again, we're going to talk a lot about the draft this year, but you got that extra cap space, well, the deduction of cap space, so you got to save. But just think how many players are already declaring for the draft, and they haven't even played, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to have teams, you're going to have some teams that are going to be super aggressive and try to accumulate picks to take chances on players, and then you're going to have some guys to try to take sure things, right?
For sure.
I think Brandon Beane's a top 5 GM. I think he's ahead of the game, dude.
We're about to see the board light up. Question, hot take, hammer, number 3. Question number 3. You ready?
Let's go.
How many sacks will Ed Oliver have in 2020?
8.5.
8.5?
8.5.
That doesn't seem a little low to you? Come on. 8.5?
No, man. You got Mario Addison, who's a 9-10 sack guy. You got Jerry Hughes that can now blossom in back to his 10-11 sack self. So when the Bills had the cold front, you have Marcel Darius and Kyle Williams about getting around 10 sacks apiece. I don't know if Ed Oliver's taking his game to that next level yet because, I mean, if you go back and you watch last year's tape, Ed Oliver, he's learning how to play the position still, right?
Yep.
So, and then you're going to have a new starter, probably Harrison Phillips. I don't know how well they're going to mesh because you have to be in lockstep with those 2 defensive tackle positions in this defense.
For sure.
I don't know, man.
I love this comment going backwards on the last question from Richard Forbes. All right, guys, let's wait till Gabe Davis plays some real football. I agree, but keep in mind, you're talking about a dude that's playing practice football against Tre'Davious White every single day, right? And I love seeing the board light up with just sack numbers as far as predictions: 6, 7, 12, 8, 12, 8. Like it's interesting. It's all over the place. 13 and 9. There's some good stuff out there. Also, Andrew Miller, thank you for the super chat. $4.99, appreciate it. Thank you, brother. Letting Inseki, Croft, and Murphy walk, then cutting Hughes lets you re-sign Milano and White, and then Oliver gets 9 sacks. What do you think about that one?
Ooh, I think I'm down with that. Letting Inseki, Croft, and Murphy walk. Yeah. Hughes lets you resign. Yeah. I mean, I think as Bills fans, tell me what you think about this, Joe. We are so afraid to let go of guys. And we get so wrapped up with some of these dudes, like fans. The main players, fans, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to.
Mostly the bench guys. Most of the guys on the bench.
Right. But it's like, man, because as Bills fans, we all believe in potential and hope, right? That's our thing. That's what makes us so unique as a fan base. So yeah, I think that's shrewd, right? That's shrewd.
So Ty Nseki's got to be, I forget his age, I'm guessing. I think he's 35 or 36 is what I was going to say. So Ty Nseki's got some years on him. Nseki's gone this year. I think he's only got a 2-year deal. So this is the end of his deal, if I'm not mistaken. Trent Murphy, the only thing I can say about Trent Murphy is basically, and it's coach speak, but McDermott kind of doubled down on him and said that he plays an important role that some of you guys, based on paraphrasing, some of you guys don't realize that he plays, and blah, 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 blah. Croft, last year on my podcast, my show, I basically said that we needed to have a bell every time Croft showed up in a game. So basically just ring the bell every time Croft showed up. So I agree with that. I mean, Milano to me is the guy that we got to figure out. Trey White is, as we've talked about, going to get all the Pagula bucks. It just is what it is. So
the Pagula bucks.
Yeah, that's a Greg Thompson comment. So Andrew Miller, thank you so much for that super chat. Again, guys, if you want to get our attention, super chat us. Hot take hammer question number 4. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Breathe deep. Will the Jets pick up Mohamed Sanu week 1 versus Buffalo?
Oh, bruh. I think the Mohamed Sanu train's over, dude. I think if I'm Mohamed Sanu, why would I go play for the Jets? What do they have to offer me but dysfunction? I'd rather, money talks.
They're going to pay him for that playbook.
Money talks and BS walks, right?
I mean, the Jets are going to pick him up. They're going to pick him up, because they have nobody at wide receiver right now, but they're also going to pick him up to get inside information on the Patriots. And because right now the greatest mystery in the AFC East is Cam Newton, right? I mean, nobody knows what that offense is going to even come close to looking like. And Sanu has in-depth information. However, it also puts the Bills at a little bit of a disadvantage because now they have a wide receiver that's a big one that they have to cover.
You're giving them too much credit, dog. You're giving it. You're like the Jets are like this franchise that just functions on just stuff that makes sense.
Who invited
no.
Who invited?
No, they doing that.
Who invited my wife to this podcast? Like,
dude, I know. Like,
you talk to me about having like Homer goggles on. Like, I can't give the other team credit.
No, not the Jets. Even though I'm sporting Jets green right now, but
you are wearing Jets.
I didn't think about
Jets
it. Hey, but that's not gonna happen, dude. That's not gonna happen. If you're Mohamed Sanu, don't you want to win? Don't you want to go somewhere where you can win? You ain't gonna win with the Jets, man. I don't care how much money you pay.
I don't know that these guys care about winning. I think they care about signing pay or cashing paychecks, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean that mean. Like, do you think New York City and the Jets is a place where people don't want to go, like Buffalo was for a very long time? Nobody wants to go to Buffalo. Like, nobody wants to go to Detroit, right? Like, nobody wants to go to Detroit.
I can't even laugh because that's like we were there. Like, I can't even hate.
Like, nobody wants to go there. So I don't think it's a situation where people don't want to go to New York City. So even if they're going to give him whatever money they're going to give him after he clears waivers, like, in my opinion, he's like, well, I'm going to sign a $5 million paycheck and I'm going to get to hang out at the nightclubs if they open back up. I don't know, man. I don't know what the answer is. And it also comes down to the market. Do you think the Chiefs are going to come calling for Mohamed Sanu? Probably not, right?
Nah, they
do you think the 49ers are going to come calling for Mohamed Sanu? Like, think of the teams.
They could because they lost what's that dude's name that they were 6'4" guy that went to be Baylor. What's his dude's name? You know how you get on
Michael Crabtree?
No, not Mike.
Who are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
God, I gotta look him up, dude. Because the 49ers have been high on this guy. He went to Tennessee, converted running back to wide receiver.
They've got the young. I'm drawing a complete and utter blanks.
I hate when I do that, dude.
You've done it to me to the point that I can't remember the young guy that they got last year that actually excelled, that did well. Who's the current guy?
Oh, you're talking about Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, Deebo Samuel. Yeah, that dude's gonna light it up this year. I don't think anybody's calling. I don't think anybody's knocking on the door.
Man, I think San Francisco's the place he can go.
Thank you, Davion Price. Thank you.
Wait, man, you're my guy, dude. He ain't going to no Jets.
He's going to the Jets, man. I'm telling you.
You can't, dude. It'll hurt my feelings, bro.
He's going to the Jets with a copy of the freaking Patriots playbook. I promise you.
You think so? You think they're that smart, bro? You give them that much credit?
I promise. Question number 5.
Okay.
What game? You ready? This is a non-Bills hot take. What game does Tua take over?
Week 6, man.
6?
Week 6. I think it's going to be week 6. I think you're going to get, a couple games of, Ryan Fitzpatrick is a great quarterback. We've all seen the Ryan Fitzpatrick train every single year.
Fitzy gonna fits.
And I think Tua, you just got a guy that, dude, you let's think about it. The Dolphins spent so much time praying and wishing for Tua. That's all tank for Tua. We all know that.
Yeah, tank for Tua, yep.
The fans, well, do they have fans? The people in Miami, whoever you are.
You probably didn't listen to my show. Sorry, don't forget what you're going to say. Don't forget your point. This was like the best take, and I should have promoted this take on Twitter, but I didn't. My take about the Miami Dolphins organization allowing 13,000 fans or like people into their stadium game 1 or for whatever is that like most of their fans are dressed up like the seats because they don't show up, or they're dressed up like the other team. Like, because like Miami Dolphin fans don't show up to Dolphins games. They don't. Anyways.
How is that even possible, bro? Like, why?
Dude, prime time, first game of the season, Thursday Night Football against the Patriots. Half the stadium is empty. It's like, okay.
You have an NFL team, dude, and you just don't show up to the game?
Have you ever been to a game in Miami?
No, but I've driven by it, dude.
It
was like I was there, but
it's not an Orchard Park. We'll just leave it at that. Anyways, do you remember your point? I told you not to forget your point. I may have made you lose your point.
I don't even know what I was gonna say.
I told you not to forget. Dude,
I'm old, bro. I'm old, dude. I'm sorry. I don't even know what I was saying, man. I'm still thinking about the 49ers guy. The dude I'm gonna rack
Google
my mind.
So I'll take a moment and I'll sweet talk the people with my voice, and you can Google whoever this fantasy football wide receiver is, because we're both getting old. Like I'm at the point now as well where they don't snap back the way that they used to as far as the names, and a lot of times I can see their numbers and I can't remember their names. But
why is that, dude? Why do we just? why does it happen to the old people? We just forget stuff.
Jalen Hurd, is that the name you're thinking of?
Yes, Jalen Hurd, Tebow 1997. Thank you. God dang, boy. Jalen Hurd, dude, they were high on this guy. Like he's 6'4", can run, and he was killing them in camp last year, this year, and then the dude got hurt. And
wait. I need. Oh, where to go? I need a book to read. Girl, you know I love you.
Ooh, like that's silky, son.
I need one of those Harlequin books to read or something like that. What are those things called?
How many kids you got?
Dos, senor.
That's why, dude. You talking to the wife like that, bro? The white Barry White, dude. You better get it, son.
I got started super duper late, so I got started late. So all right. So where are we at? So this is my last hot take.
Okay. All right.
Hot take hammer question.
Okay.
Do the Bills sweep the division, the AFC East division this year?
No.
That's a hot take.
5-1. They're gonna lose one. They're gonna lose one.
To who?
Dude, it'll happen. It'll be week 17. Whoever the Bills playing week 17 is who they'll lose to.
Is it not the Jets?
Is it the Jets again? That's who they're gonna lose to, bro.
Hang on, I'm gonna look it up.
Dude, I'm already, dude. Tell me. It's the Jets, probably.
I think they open. Do they open and close?
Open and close with the Jets again? That's probably what they're doing.
Oh, this is stupid. I hate the internet.
That's probably what they're gonna do. They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose one game against the Jets.
It's the Dolphins.
Okay, even better. So we know that the Dolphins take the division leader, and they beat them once a year. That's just what the Dolphins do, and that's gonna be the Bills this year. Because
I don't see it, dude. They're not losing to the Dolphins week. I don't care if Tua is playing. They're not playing they're not losing to the Dolphins week 17.
So when the Bills are 12 and when they're 12-3, you think McDermott's playing his guys? Week 17?
I don't know. It depends because you're talking about a year where it depends on. That's a great question. Only because what are the Bills going to be playing for? Are they playing for the 1 seed?
Okay.
So now that Kansas City game means a lot because if they beat the Chiefs at home, like, are they playing for that bye? If they're playing for the bye, they're putting 50 points on the Dolphins week 17.
Oh my God! I'll just have a heart attack, bro. Look, Miami,
hot take.
Heart attack. No, dude, Miami is gonna beat the Bills in week 17. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you're 12-3, McDermott is Mr. Methodical. He's always planning ahead. He ain't playing the starters, bro. He's gonna put Isaiah McKenzie at cornerback again, right? Them dudes they ain't playing week 17, and the Dolphins are gonna be what 6-9. Or 5-9 at that point.
You're the one convincing me they're going to lose one game.
You're
the one convincing me that's going to be against the Dolphins week 17.
You want to lose a division game because we can't see. It's like superstition, bro. We can't have too much good fortune in a season because then we'll just get disappointed in the playoffs. So we need that one division loss, and then we'll win the Super Bowl. See, that's my homerism right there for your show right there.
That's the weirdest logic I've ever heard in my life.
Dude, it works, bro. Watch it, dude.
It works.
Watch it. It's going to happen, dude. It's going to happen.
He said it works. Man, I think I agree with Todd. Like, I think this is more accurate. I think we could potentially lose to New England in week 16.
Why you got to make sense, bro?
It ain't me. Blame Todd. Todd's the Air Force guy.
Why are you watching the show now? This plan. Thank you, Todd, for watching the show, man. Thank you, dog. Thank you, dog. Week 16, it could happen, but you know what? We're not just because Brady's not there. We're not losing to the Patriots for the next 2 years. Mark that down. That's your next hot take. Bills go 4-0 in the next 2 years against the Patriots because I hate them. I can't stand those dudes, man. It's happening.
We got to beat them. I mean, no matter who's playing quarterback, we got to beat the Patriots.
I don't care if Jake Fromm trots his butt out there. You better freaking beat the Patriots.
We are literally at the point now where it comes down to we've got to beat in order to be the man, you got to beat the man. And
it's reverse psychology, dude.
We got to beat the man.
They always hammer us, dude. So they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, it's the Bills. Yeah, the Bills. We always take care of them."
They always have taken care of us, even when we've played them tough. It's been really, really strange. So, ladies and gentlemen, you were watching the Hump Day Hotline on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And do me a favor, if you could, hump that like. We are We are coming live to you across a whole bunch of social media platforms. My name is Joe Miller. I am one of the hosts of the Hump Day Hotline. I've got my current co-host with me right over there. That's Sturls. Sturls is the co-host of the Hoof Pod, which you would have seen last night. Do me a favor, Sturls. Tell me a little bit about the Hoof Pod on Tuesday nights.
So the Hoof Pod, man, is, I kind of drive the ship, man, but we have one of the most unique personalities you're going to find in Anthony. He wears a Bills suit. He's got a Bills tramp stamp, and I want him to show it.
Wait. Time out.
I'm gonna let Anthony tell y'all about his tramp stamp. This is the legend of his tramp stamp, bro. Anyway,
if Dr. Meme's around, now I'm blushing. Now I'm officially blushing. Like,
hey. And he's Chris Brown too. My guy sounds like Chris Brown, and he's a little dirty because he got a little tramp stamp in the back.
He does sound like Chris Brown.
And then we have my guy Eric. Eric is the guy. He's the glue that kind of keeps it all together. So we just get on there, man. We just talk crap, dude, all night, and just the comment section, dude. We are all up in them comments because it's hilarious, dude. It's just fun. That's what we do, man. Wednesday night.
That's good stuff. So you all need to check it out, because here's the thing: Buffalo Fanatics is bringing to you fresh content. Not only on the podcast airwaves 7 days a week, but also on the YouTube and what we're calling multicast airwaves 7 days a week. So Sunday, it gets kicked off with your boy Rico, which you all love and know. Tuesdays, it's the Hoof Pod with my man Sterling right there. Wednesday, I skip Monday. Monday, we have the Bills guys. Then Tuesday, because Tuesday follows Monday. Monday follows Sunday. Sorry. Wednesday's the Hump Day Hotline. Thursday, your boy, the Bills guys are back on Thursday. Friday, once again, we are looking at Rico on the Rico Report, and then Saturdays is Bills Overdue. But y'all need to check this stuff out. It's a champ stamp. It's definitely not a champ stamp.
It is.
The worst part about you like throwing that out about Anthony is he's not even here to defend himself. Like,
hey, I rip him all the time, bro. Look. I heard a snort. Yo, I snort, dude. I get laughing and I snort. I can't help it, man.
If I had a friend who had a tramp stamp, I'd get on him all the time about it too. Like,
dude, I'm just saying, one day we're gonna get Anthony to show his tramp stamp with the Bills logo on it, and y'all gonna see.
Wait. Time out. We need to slow this party down. So tramp stamp. So you're talking like above the belt line on the small of his back.
You had now I'm just envisioning this like right above the belt.
Answer the freaking question.
You know what, man? I'm just gonna let Anthony defend himself on this. Okay, this is the legend of the stamp, bro.
So question number one is, he has the Bills logo tattooed above the belt line on the small of his back. Question two is, why have you seen it? Why?
That's my guy, dude. That's my guy, man.
And we're accepting of all types of people here. This is a tolerant podcast. We love all people from all races and creeds and orientations. Why have you seen it?
Because you know what, man. We just you out there in the yard just chilling, playing ball or whatever, and sometimes your eyes just wander, bro. It's just like you're just amazed at this physical specimen that he is, man, and all his Bills gear that he wears, bro. Even to the grocery store, he's decked out in Yankees or Bills gear. So you just see these kind of things, Joe. You just see them, dog. It's like you, dude. It's like when I hear your voice, bro, I just go, damn, that dude, he's hot, bro. He's got it going on, dog.
It should be that dude's old. That's what you should be thinking. Like that dude's old. I think the show's over. Like, I don't know where we go from here. Like, he's got a tramp stamp on. Yeah. So let's do this. So we've got a little bit of time left, and we've had some fun. Sterling, thank you so much, first of all, for filling in for Jay Spence tonight. Jay Spence is working through some family stuff. He's got some things going on. So our thoughts and prayers and all of our love goes out to Jay Spence. He's good.
For sure, man.
Just some family stuff, nothing major. But we love you, Jay Spence. We miss you tonight. So Sterling, thank you for joining us. Let's do this. Why don't we open it up, and we're going to, for the next 30 minutes, run the comment section. How's that sound to you?
Let's do it.
So this show, all these shows, it's not just our show, the Bills guys show, Rico show, your show, all these shows are always about the comment section and what the Bills fans bring to this thing. So if you've got it, if you've got an idea, if you've got a thought, if you've got a question, Let it run. Give it to us. If you want our attention, super chat us, and you will run right to the top of all this stuff. So you got one queued up? What do you got going?
Oh, see, people are already on this Anthony stuff.
The show's over. That's what I said. The show's over.
Oh, look, my girl, Miss A from Brooklyn. Look, check her out, dude. Joe, you're blushing.
No, I'm Irish. Like it's All
right, here we go. It's on the serious note. Here we go.
All right, so we're gonna center ourselves. Everybody center yourself. Take a deep breath. Goose Fraba, right? All right. So what you got?
All right, I'm gonna let you take this one. If the Bills have a great season, do we lose both coordinators?
So I'm on record as saying that we're gonna lose Brian Daboll regardless. So
okay.
if the Bills have a bad season, Daboll's gone. I think that defense is going to be that defense, and I think Leslie Frazier is Leslie Frazier. If the Bills, so the opposite side of that, if the Bills do well, so if the Bills, let's call it, dude, my laptop just crashed. If the Bills, no big deal. If the Bills are what we expect them to be, so 12-4, and we'll call it make it to the AFC Championship game, right? So they make it to the AFC championship game, which means that Josh Allen has taken that next step, the step that we all want him to take. Okay. So he's progressed, which means that Brian Daboll has now taken one of the biggest projects that has come into the NFL as a quarterback, a guy that is reportedly 10,000 reps behind Baker Mayfield and the likes of Sam Darnold, and turned him into an AFC championship playing quarterback who is one of the budding stars of the NFL. Brian Daboll is gone. Absolutely. Leslie Frazier is the anomaly to me. I don't know that Leslie Frazier wants to go someplace.
I think he's better as a coordinator. We saw what he can do as a head coach, and it's not great.
I think he likes his gig. Is that weird?
No.
I'm not saying he'd turn it down. I'm just I don't know. That's a great question. I just don't know that I don't know that I can answer.
Ain't dude like 60 years old, 62 years old?
He's got some age on him.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. All right. Dude, the comment section is fire. Here's one for you, bro. If the Bills need to add at one position, what one is it? That's a great question, my guy. And thank you for Facebook, dude. Give the Facebook guys
Facebook crowd. Yeah, the Facebook crowd coming to life.
Heck yeah, bro.
So for me, I want to say backup quarterback, but we're clearly thin in the cornerback room right now, big time. So I know you said you weren't necessarily paying attention to a lot of what's going on today, but Levi Wallace came up gimp today with a hamstring. Josh Norman was back, but he was back in a limited basis. So it's going to be cornerback, in my opinion. They've got to do something at cornerback. However, I'm going to be really excited on Saturday to see what the Bills do at quarterback. And I'm going to turn this question to you. Do the Bills protect Barkley and let Fromm go to waivers? Do they protect Fromm and let Barkley go to waivers? In both scenarios, expecting to bring them both back to the practice squad, or they do what we have not seen McDermott and Bean do and keep three quarterbacks?
Well, I think you can drop Fromm and put him on the practice squad. I mean, and I'm just being real. If you look at his little offseason, the fact that no NFL team picked him up to the 5th round, and he's limited physically, right? He doesn't have. You're
telling me, I'm stopping you because I have to. You're telling me that if the Bills waive Jake Fromm, the Patriots aren't scooping him up.
Why? You have a Jake Fromm. You have a better Jake Fromm in their backup quarterback right now. Jarrett Stidham. Jarrett Stidham is better than Jake Fromm right now.
You might be right. We haven't seen Fromm take a snap.
Fromm he's limited, bro. Is he as good as Nathan Peterman when Nathan Peterman was a rookie? I mean, no, and that's not even a joke, bro. Think about it.
Preseason practice Nathan Peterman or game time Nathan Peterman? Because those are two completely different quarterbacks.
You sound like, which Michael Jackson would you prefer, Black Michael or White Michael? Which one you want, man?
I want Black Michael.
No, hey, both of them. Give me both, dude. I'll take them both, dog.
Because I'm bad. You know it. I'm bad. So.
I'm just saying, dude. I think Nathan Peterman is probably better than Jake Fromm, dude. I'm just saying it.
I don't think we'll know, and that's the scary part about it, is the fact that I've said this a couple times. The Bills aren't going to know what they have in Jake Fromm. They're not unless he gets kept on the team, they're not going to see him take a live NFL snap until next preseason.
Yeah, and that's okay because I don't think anybody wants him right now. I think they put him back on the practice squad.
Yeah, but nobody wants Barkley either. So like,
yeah, but Barkley is a vet. But that's where being a veteran player comes in. I mean, he can come in now. We know the game plan changes because he can't do what Josh Allen does. Right. So I think he's. You know what? Give me Tyree Jackson. At least you can keep the same offense. Give me Tyree Jackson.
I think Tyree Jackson gets cut, bro. I mean, he's getting cut. They're not keeping 4.
Right.
They're not keeping 4.
I like Tyree Jackson as a protege to Josh Allen. I do the other two.
So my heart puts me in a position, getting back to the question, like what is our greatest need? My heart tells me
safety, bro. I'm going safety.
My heart tells me quarterback, and the reason is this. If Josh Allen gets hurt for 3 games, where's my camera at? 3 games. Even if Matt Barkley comes in and we lose 3 straight games, this team can still make the playoffs with Josh Allen back in the game. If Josh Allen comes in and if Josh Allen gets hurt and he's hurt for the season, 10 games, 12 game stretch, and Matt Barkley's coming in, the season's over.
Yeah.
Over. Like, call it. Like we're talking 2021 NFL draft at that point and who the Bills are taking and potentially where. And that to me is the biggest concern.
So outside of cornerback, you would say backup quarterback.
It's not going to happen. Nobody brings in a backup quarterback at this point. But yes, my heart tells me that is my biggest concern on this football team is Josh Allen getting hurt for any extended period of time, and Matt Barkley. And I love Matt Barkley. Matt Barkley is a team guy. Matt Barkley is a guy that you follow him on Twitter, on Instagram because you love his Instagram. Like he's a family dude. Like he looks like he has a lot of fun. He's a team guy. He's not about himself. Like.
You know what though? You know what I think Brandon Beane should have did? If he would have called me, I would have just told him what to do. I mean, I don't know, man. You can get my number anywhere, bro.
Mr. Beane, if you're watching, call Sturls.
Call me, dog. I got you, man. Look, why did he go get Case Keenum as a backup quarterback?
Why didn't he?
Think about it. If Josh Allen goes down, Case Keenum knows Stefon Diggs, bro. You can give him the ball. Stefon Diggs had almost his best year statistically with Case Keenum. Case Keenum's a great backup quarterback.
Is it because they're so incredibly vested in Josh Allen?
But Case Keenum doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't buck Josh Allen, doesn't even threaten him at all.
So you're telling me that hypothetically, because before camp opened, right? Mm-hmm. So there has been no OTAs, there has been no off-season workouts, there's been no mini camps, there's been nothing. So Stefon Diggs, when did we get Stefon Diggs? It was like in February or March, right?
Right.
So Stefon Diggs comes in, and they go and they get Case Keenum as well. You're telling me that camp opens, and they have no idea what's going on, that if Josh Allen is not making the step that Josh Allen has made, the step that we've seen in practice, that Diggs isn't in Beane's office going, you know what? My bro Case can complete these passes.
I just think, dude, I just think at some point, man, the Bills got to go off this, morale. I need all these choir boys in the locker room, and you're gonna have to get my boy Case with the little what y'all call that in your community?
Full hawk.
With the little full hawk with the little grease, little. I don't know what y'all call it, dog. But I'm just saying, go get one of them.
I don't have much hair, so
that's why I got this, dog. I be looking like Uncle Ben over here, man. Shoot, dog. That's why I be wearing this, man. I'm just saying, Case Keenum would have been a way better option as a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Facts.
Cody, thank you. Cody, thank you for the super chat. Bro, Fromm is way better than Peterman. Fromm has more comparable arm talent to Allen than Peterman does. I would agree. I mean, it's the hard part is we haven't seen Fromm throw a football, right?
You haven't? You didn't watch Georgia?
Dude, it doesn't translate.
Wait, it's a football, dog.
Doesn't. If it translates, then you're telling me you're a Joe Burrow stan. If it translates, Burrow stan or no?
Yeah, Joe Burrow can ball, dude.
Okay, because the last guy that I saw truly translate college to NFL was Andrew Luck. That was the last guy that I saw truly. Like when I saw Andrew Luck play football, I was like, that dude's ready. That dude is ready.
I'm not saying he's the next coming. All I'm saying is he can ball. That's all I'm saying. Okay. I think he's a better prospect than Josh Allen is coming out of college. And that's not saying a whole lot.
That's
right?
That's not.
But no, but Bills fans like, oh my God, you can't say that. No, I'm saying it like he was, and he is.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, Kyler Murray and Joe Burrow. Who I'll take Joe Burrow.
I probably would too.
I'll take Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow can ball. We hate it because Joe. I mean, and this is just me speaking for Bills Mafia, and this is just my opinion, Joe. But I think as Bills fans, we want Josh Allen to be everything so bad. It's kind of hard to look at other quarterbacks and be young quarterbacks and be like, "Yo, they got it." I'm not saying he has it, but he definitely has. He's there. He can get it. It's there.
He embodies what Buffalo is about, and that's what's different about Josh Allen. And like I have been quoted as saying, because I've said it, that I'm trying to put a ring on it. Like literally, like I'm in bed with this guy. Like for me, my daughter, my 13-year-old daughter, has a Josh Allen fathead on her wall, and she's like declared she's going to marry the guy. Like, no, you're absolutely right. Like it's Josh Allen or bust at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't want to talk about anybody else. Like
I know.
I don't. I mean, week 8, I might be talking about it on my podcast because I've vowed to be real with people. Like I vowed to be like, I'm a Josh Allen stan, but when he shows me that he can't play, then I'm gonna call it out and say like, we're done. This experiment's over. And I don't want to go. We're ready. I need.
See, we're doing it. Like
I need it to be right.
I need it to happen.
I need it to be right. Like,
yeah.
But there's nothing that he's shown me to tell. The only game last year that I watched Josh Allen play, and I was like, was the first Patriots game where he was pressing and then he got spooked and then he got spooked and he was afraid to throw an interception and he kept throwing interceptions and then he got hurt. That's the only game last year where I was just like, oh man, I'm just not sure. Like,
okay.
That's the only one though. Every other game, even the games they've lost, for me, there was extra blame to go around. The Browns game, he shouldn't have been throwing the football 40 times against a rush defense that had a hard time. Right. And, oh, by the way, Levi Wallace knocks that ball down, they win the football game. If the kick gets made, they win the football game. Like, I could spread blame every place else. The Patriots game was just like, that first Patriots game was rough.
Okay, so in Josh Allen's defense, how many top quarterbacks in the league don't have a legit number 1 wide receiver?
Oh, that's absolutely, and yes, that argument, yes.
That is a valid thing. And Josh Allen last year didn't have something. Now everybody like John Brown, but look, John Brown's not an alpha receiver. He is a complimentary guy at best.
Indeed, his whole career, number 3. A lot of times, the number 3 wide receiver. Yeah, the guy that got behind the defense because nobody was paying attention to him. Yes. Like Carson Palmer made John Brown because he got behind the defense with the Cardinals all the time. Yes, absolutely.
So you got Josh Allen, and he's out there trying to make plays, and he doesn't have the guy that's just going to go up and snatch the ball. Now, obviously, you got to be more accurate, but quarterbacks need that confidence, bro.
Yeah, you pulled that up, Cody Finney. I'm talking about Zay Jones wasn't on the team in 19. I'm talking about 2019. Yeah, when Allen got hurt. So, what else we got in the? Todd Barker says, "Are we concerned with the amount of focus being put on special teams? Could this mean we are losing players that are better at their positions?" Give that one a roll. I
got you on that. So special teams is the most underrated position group because we only, because it doesn't flash, right? But what you have to look at is the overall construction of the roster, because Brandon Beane they put together a complete roster. That's why you see them make moves like going to get Tyler Bass. That is, did we need a kicker? We could have rolled with Hauschka, right? We could have rolled with him another year or two. Because he's not horrible, but they went because they want to mold this roster and make it complete. So special teams. I think they're doing a great job with the special teams.
I agree. Was Zay on the team? He got traded in 18, did he not? No,
he got traded last year.
Was it 19?
Yeah.
By the way, Ray McLeod's in the chat. So welcome, Ray. If Ray,
he's smoking a Newport, dog.
Ray, throw your email address in the chat, and we'll pull you onto the show, bro. You can come on.
I gotta see that hair, dude. I met him this last year at a Colorado Buffalo basketball game.
Does he look like Tyrod?
We all look alike, huh?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying his picture is Tyrod Taylor. Does he look like Tyrod smoking a cool? Like is Tyrod smoking a cool? Like come on.
Hey, the Newports, baby, the cool, the menthols, dog. That's what we do, man. That's our thing, bro. Come on, down.
Zay Jones. I'm looking it up because I could very well be wrong.
You might want to get his dad on the show, bro. Because Zay Jones' dad be on that Twitter, dog.
Here's a great question. Does it not seem like Zay Jones was on this football team a lifetime ago?
He probably was, bro. I
I
mean,
mean, was it really 2019? Because if that's the case, that's where that's where I missed October 14th, 2000. Yep. So he was on the freaking football team. So wow, Cody, you got me. You got me. Because like, I'm literally the guy that tweeted this week. I'm old enough to remember when Mike Gillislee was a Buffalo Bill. Like, because these players seem like a lifetime ago. Do they not?
Andre Holmes. Think about that. What? Andre Holmes?
Right. Right.
He work at Wegmans. You Buffalonians. My guy works at Wegmans.
As long as he's not pumping gas across the street at the 7-Eleven like Lonnie Jones was. Was it Lonnie Jones? Lonnie Johnson, like Lonnie Johnson was. How funny is that?
No.
Oh, yeah, dude. Lonnie Johnson. Yeah, the old tight end for the Bills got cut and then was pumping gas at the 7-Eleven across the street. Well, it's a mobile station. 7-Eleven doesn't have gas. The only story better than that is Schmitty punter, Colton Schmidt, getting cut when they brought in Bajorquez and he was out. Game 1, he's like freaking tailgating with the fans. It's like, that's the greatest FU.
Oh, no. Is that like, so in Buffalo, is there like different degrees of gas stations? Is like, oh yeah, that's the self pump. Oh yeah, this is the luxury.
We do have full service stations here called Stop and Gas. When was the last time are you not from Buffalo?
No,
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that, dude? Okay, I live, for those of y'all, I
Denver.
live in Denver, right? But I grew up in Tennessee, man. I grew up in Chattanooga.
Chattanooga. Vegas. So how old am I allowed to ask how old you are, Stirls?
37.
So you're young. How in goodness name did you become a Bills fan during the drought years?
Bro, I'll tell you, dude. So
lay it on us.
I didn't have like a big OG that was a Bills fan. They were all like Falcons fans because the Titans weren't around. And so I saw the Bills on TV and I was like, yo, them uniforms are dope.
They are dope.
And 89 is when I became a Bills fan. 89, bro. And they were good. Sense. They were like good. They were like on the brink of being like really good. And I was like, I'm gonna roll with the Bills. So anytime
you were little, but you remember.
Yeah, I was 6 years old. Anytime I played Tecmo Bowl, dog.
Oh, Tecmo, come on. You can stop the story. You can stop the story right there.
Sermon.
yeah, they were great. They were great on Tecmo. So Tebow 1997. This is a great question. Do you think Cole Beasley could be the team's leading receiver or second leading? Other players will open up the middle of the field for him. I have an answer. I'm going to let you answer first.
Ooh, no.
No, really?
No. I think John Brown's second in line when it comes to that.
I am on record, so I got receipts saying that clearly Diggs is number 1. And I think that the Bills will have 2,000-yard wide receivers this year. And I think Cole Beasley's number 2.
Dude, that is like an offensive renaissance, bro. If that actually happens, like that.
Dude, they look at what they did. That play, they ran that shallow post route. That 15-yard post route, they ran it for touchdowns over and over again. Like, people couldn't stop that play. Like, there's just an aspect of what Cole Beasley brings. And if you're double covering Diggs, who can handle it and take it, John Brown is on the other side. Who's covering Cole Beasley?
Dude, I have a hard time believing it because I haven't seen a good offense in a long time.
Your matchup every single time against Cole Beasley is nothing but favorable. Favorable matchup every single time. Like, there's a chance I think Cole Beasley could have 1,000 yards this year.
What you speak is facts. I'm just saying. And Ray McLeod will be sitting next to me because we don't have jobs, okay? All I'm saying is it's hard to believe. It's hard. But I feel you because you're like, from an analytical point of view, absolutely. Like, it totally makes sense. But I just haven't, dude, the Bills and offense, like those two, same sentence? I don't know, dude.
You're talking Wes Welker-esque stuff, early Edelman stuff before Edelman had to become the guy, right?
Yeah.
And lining up all over the field. Like when Welker was on the Patriots, like, and then Edelman came in and was playing strictly out of that slot position. So I just think there's an opportunity for him to be number 2. And I think Brown comes in at a very respectable 600-700 yards. But then you're also talking about Josh Allen throwing 4,000 yards, which is not outside the realm of possibility. If Josh Allen does the small things that we think that and hope that he can do, which is hit the deep ball more on a greater clip than he's hit it, and oh, by the way, check the ball down when he needs to. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen's going to throw 3,800, 4,000 yards this year. I mean,
he's got to. That's the expectation. That has to be the expectation. I got a question for you though before we get to the chat again.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'll wait on that one.
My guy Tremaine Edmonds. Tell me what you think about my guy, man. How do you think he's going to perform this year?
I think this is an important year for Josh Allen. This is an important year for Tremaine Edmonds. Not as important because I think that if Josh Allen regresses or plateaus, and those are two different words. So if he regresses, the likes of Andy Dalton are in camp next year, in my opinion, because this roster is too good. I'm not saying Andy Dalton. I'm saying the likes.
I know.
The likes of Andy Dalton.
Like him, yes.
If he plateaus, the Bills are potentially drafting a quarterback, and there's a competition. Tremaine Edmonds has a little more leash, right? Because this defense around him is just that good.
Right.
I think he's another one of those guys, and there's a difference. Defense linebacker specifically, when it comes to the quarterback of the defense, there's just a line in the sand between a guy that has all the makeup, all the brains, like everything that you think about that a linebacker needs to own a defense and to run a defense, and that on the other side of that line is the dude that does it. So like the London Fletchers of the world, the DeKeo Spikes of the world, like the guys that it's like, no, they go out. Like, do you remember DeKeo on this football team? Like,
he was nasty.
He was a machine. Like, and that's what Tremaine has to find. He's got the skill set. He's got the physical traits. He's got the mind for it. Like my understanding from what we've heard and read in camp is he's doing all the things he's supposed to do, but he's got to come out there with a Brian Urlacher. No, you don't understand. This is my football team and my defense, right? I mean, so we'll see. You asked the question, where you at on it?
I think he's MVP caliber, defensive player of the year caliber. Not MVP, but defensive player of the year caliber. I mean, when you think about it, man, like the dude 6'5", runs a 4.5. We know his measurables are through the roof, but he's only 22 years old.
He's a kid. He's a baby.
And he was the captain of the team last year, bro. And I just think, look, man, the sky is the limit, and you have two of the best defensive minds in football. I would say two of the top 10 defensive minds in football, McDermott and Leslie Frazier. Dude, he's going. They are prepping him to be out of this world. He's going to set the market for linebackers in terms of how much money he makes. Let's
be honest. Both of those coaches have made great linebackers in the NFL. So, Travis Sennett, thanks for the chat. Who emerges as our defensive leader, filling Zoe's role? I think it's going to get the torch is getting passed down. Kyle to Zoe to Tremaine, right?
Yeah.
I mean that's what we're talking about.
I feel you on that.
That's what we're talking about. Where was that question I was looking at before? Here we go. This is interesting. Chris Yankee, the real, not the fake Chris Yankee, the real.
Put some respect on that man's name.
The real Chris Yankee. Name a player you think we would keep, we could keep that would surprise everyone, and a player we would cut or could cut that would surprise everyone.
A player that we keep. Are we talking fringe here, like fringe roster? A player that we keep. Okay, Trent Murphy. And I know everybody hates that name right now, but he did have a productive second half of the season. And let me remind everybody, if you go back and watch Stanford when he played there, the dude was an animal. Now, I don't know, how you guys are, but I know when we as humans get injured, it really does take a while to get back. And these guys are playing at the top of, these are the top athletes in the world, bro. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it takes a couple years to get better. I think he really could. Dude, he might start. Just think about that. Trent Murphy might be the starter come next week.
Yep. On that point, real quick before you name the guy that we would the opposite of that question, they asked McDermott today about snap percentages, and he totally evaded and danced around the question.
So, really?
Yeah.
I was working hard today, bro. I wasn't even with it. So I don't know.
I catch up on all that stuff literally before the 2 hours before the show. I try to catch up on this because I know that this is different than doing a podcast. Like this is live. It's like it's go time.
Yeah.
So what's the other side of that? Who we cut that you're surprised by?
Vosan Joseph. They're cutting Vosan Joseph.
I don't think that's becoming a surprise. I think clearly there's a problem. Houston, we have a problem.
Well, okay, but here's the deal, though. Everybody didn't know we had a problem. And we're just only saying this because it's recent, like Bills fans' point of view, right? Those of us who watch and study the team know Vosan Joseph is a see ball, get ball. And in this McDermott defense, although it looks simple, it's very complex in your assignments. And he's all about, you have to be on point. The guy has a hard time processing what's going on defense. He has the athletic profile of a dude is a hammer, but he doesn't process it. And he's a 5th round pick. Yeah. And Bean loves his pick. So I think that's going to be a surprise cut.
That to me, I don't know that that's a surprise, but I think the cool thing about this conversation is the fact that the surprise cut is Vosan Joseph. Like
that's awesome.
Right. We're not at a surprise cut where it's like, oh my gosh, that's a surprise. Pierre is all about it. I think Stros came up with a huge scenario. We keep Davis and trade John Brown. Bean did it with McCoy and Motor last year.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they did it with Sammy Watkins year 1.
Does it happen before cut down day or after cut down day?
After cut down day.
After cut down day.
Yeah. After cut down day.
This is Pierre. You and Pierre got everybody talking. Pierre, I could get with that, but
I love conspiracies, dog.
I think we only traded McCoy because he didn't produce the year before. Brown did. I don't think that's why. I think it's because there just wasn't enough room in that backfield. And to your point, what they did worked. And I think there's an aspect of McCoy not being happy sitting behind Singletary and
he lost
and Frank Gore.
Can we be honest about that?
He lost a step.
He lost a step.
This was the question before. Thank you, Noah, for throwing that up there again. Appreciate it. Is there a possibility Gabe Davis hits 1,000 yards receiving this year? If so, what are your thoughts on the other wide receiver stats compared to this? I don't think he's going to get 1,000. This was one of the first questions we started with.
I love the question, though. I do love the question.
So go for it. I'll let you talk.
Oh, no. I want to hear the voice, man. Take me home, baby. Take me home.
I was just gonna reference the hot take that I had before, that I think that Gabe Davis potentially unseats John Brown as the number 2 wide receiver on the opposite side, snap count wise. So I'm not saying that like John Brown is like on the bench, Robert Foster style, sitting there with his helmet like under the seat. I just mean like I think that somewhere in the middle of the season, Gabe Davis has more snaps per game than John Brown does. Again, not diminishing John Brown's role, but that Gabe Davis is the number 2, the clear number 2.
Okay, I'm gonna put a different hat on for this. Okay. I see you, Noah. I'm closing my eyes. I'm with you on this, bro. Yeah, like I can see that just because like when was the last time the Bills like hit gold on an offensive player that was like, damn, everybody in the league was like, damn, like they got him in what round? We see it happen in places like Pittsburgh and their wide receivers. That's a team that drafts a wide receiver every single year, and they usually have guys that hit, and we're like, who is this, and where did you come from?
It's generally a running back for us. Generally a running back, but yeah, Stevie Johnson maybe.
Yeah, and that's just one
seventh round out of Kentucky.
Right.
Stevie Johnson, 7th round out of Kentucky.
Right. Outside of that, we haven't had it. So I think Gabe Davis is that guy. He could have 1,000 yards because look at it. He's not going to face a lot of double coverage because Stefon Diggs eating all that up.
That's right.
You know, it's gonna open up a lot. And then if John Brown is still on the roster, you got Cole Beasley in the slot. Dude, I think he has the opportunity. If he's burning Trey White, who can he not burn?
Well, that's kind of my point. And to Pierre's point here, no way, number 4 wide receiver. In my scenario, I don't think he gets 1,000 yards, but in my scenario, he's eked into the number 2 spot. Is in my scenario, he's eked into that number 2 spot. Ladies and gentlemen, you were watching the Hump Day Hotline. We got a couple more minutes. We're going to be logging off here probably in about 4 or 5 minutes. For those of you that don't know, if you're new to the show, right? If you're new to the show, my name is Joe Miller. I am the co-host of the Hump Day Hotline, and this is my co-host for the evening, Sturls, next to me.
What up?
And he is the co-host on Tuesday nights of the Hoof podcast and the multicast here on the Buffalo Fanatics Network. If you've got something you want to say or a question you want to ask, now is the time to get in. Because we are, like I said, we're about to hang the cleats up, if you will. So, Eddie showed up.
Baby. Hamilton.
The Hamilton tramp stamp is in the house. So,
yes, sir.
Yeah, about that, Anthony. We probably need to have a conversation. Pierre and Rico want to see you after the show, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at that. That Pierre and Rico want to see you after the show. So I don't even know what to finish up with. We might be done. So I don't see anything really coming through here. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Anthony's just showing up and we're about to log off. Sorry, brother. That's what happens, man.
He's Kramer, dude.
Oh wait, here, what do we got here? Tebow's come up with some good ones tonight.
Dude,
when do you think?
On point, baby.
When do you think the Bean extension is coming, as well as the Daboll and the DC? I'm having a brain fart on the name. We talked about the coordinators already, so we'll skip that one. What about Bean?
Oh, Brandon Bean, it's coming this off. I mean, like this year, like during the season, he's getting an extension, and I don't know why the Pagulas are waiting on that. Like this dude, those two work well.
Is he waiting, or is Bean waiting?
Well, he can't make his own contract.
No, but he could be like, you know what? Why don't we wait till after the season?
Shoot, what if he can't? Dude, you know what? The Pagulas should let that dude write his own contract. I don't want the Pagulas managing nothing for the Bills.
Well, it's not. Yeah,
that's just my opinion. Yeah,
no,
I don't care if people get mad at it.
The funny thing about it is, it came out today that, like, what was at the top? They did who was it? One of the Twitter people, bots, I don't know, came out with like the top 5 head coaches or the people making over 10 million, and McDermott was not on the list. Now, McDermott's contract details, as we know, have not been necessarily released yet, but there was an inference there that McDermott's not making 10. I think he is. I think he's in that 10 to 11 range.
Yeah.
I don't know what Bean is worth. I think Jay Spence and I did it on a show a couple weeks ago when the McDermott contract got signed, and most of these GMs make like 5 or 6. So I don't think it's a matter of like the Brinks truck not being backed up. I think it's just a matter of, I don't know, timing. Maybe it's after the season, maybe it's mid-season. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he gets that contract this year. That's just my opinion. I'm with it though.
Yeah. So I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna wrap it up with this, because we are at 1 hour and 29 minutes and 35 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Hump Day Hotline. Here's what's up. So this is the last version of this show that you're going to see. So next week we'll be doing a lot of previewing of Game 1, because next week is Week 1. And after that, the Hump Day Hotline will be basically a call-in show. Jay Spence is still working on how to take calls, a tweet-in show, a comment-in show, where for the first half we're going to be talking about what happened on Sunday, and the second half we're going to be previewing the next game. So it's literally going to be that midweek show of putting last week to bed and then talking about next week. We also want to do some sort of a giveaway. So Jay Spence and I were throwing around today just different ways to do giveaways, whether it's score predictions and whoever lands on the score wins, stat predictions and stuff like that. So we want you to be engaged. We want you to be a part of the show. Look for some fun, basically coming up to the Hump Day Hotline next week and beyond. Real quick, Sturls, do me a favor, promo your show one more time for me.
Yeah, man. We are the Hoof Podcast Live. Our live show is on Tuesday nights. We have our podcast on Fridays. You can catch us there. Again, man, we just on a Tuesday nights, dude, I'm cracking jokes, and I think we're a very balanced show. You'll get, the very analytical point of view, and then you'll get a lot of fandom. Like Anthony is like the super fan, and Eric is just Cool Joe, man. He's like the voice over here, man. Just keeps it all together. But now you can check us out there, man. And Joe, thank you for having me on the show, man. I really appreciate it. And your show and you guys' success is killing. Y'all are killing it. And as a group, Fanatics is tearing it up, bro. We're killing it.
Yeah,
every day.
I messed it up earlier on the show, but Sunday, Rico Report. Monday, the Bills guys. Tuesday, the Hoof Multicast. What do you got? Are you calling it the podcast or the multicast? What are you calling it on Tuesday?
The Hoof Podcast Live is what we've decided.
Hoof Podcast Live. Wednesday, the Hump Day Podcast with Hump Day Hotline with Jay Spence and myself. I'm talking too fast. That's what happens when I talk too fast. Thursday, the Bills guys return on Thursdays. Friday, Rico returns with the Rico Report, and then on Saturdays, Bills Overdue for your all things satirical with Jeremy and Max, who does just about the best besides the main celebrity impersonation, dude. He does about the best Gruden I've ever heard.
He does. He does. Scary.
Knock on wood if you're with me. But yeah, Sturls, thank you for filling in literally at a moment's notice.
No worries, man. That's what we do as a team, bro.
Yeah, there was an aspect of I was rolling into this going, I might be doing my best Rico impression tonight. I don't know how this is going to go. So,
bing, biggity, bing.
I almost went to Walmart and I almost bought a bell. It did happen. But for Joe Miller, for Sturls, for Jay Spence, for the Buffalo Fanatics, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Love you. And as always, go Bills, Sturls.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. The fans are awesome. Thank you, guys.
And say go Bills.
Go Bills, baby.
Go Bills.